or not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I tried, but I didn't go to sleep till late. So I'm like, we went. I watched. Well, you saw. I ended up going for a bike ride and
Oh, yeah.
went to the ice cream place. And oh my god, got fucking attacked by the mosquitoes because it's been like I think they said the rainiest June in 100 years.
Oh, of course. Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Yep.
And then so we were going up an overpass, and then and then everywhere else is just fields, and so they were swarming. Yeah. And then my son has, like Sean, the oldest one has, he still gets pretty bad allergic reactions, like welts,
Oh,
from mosquito
no.
bites.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
so we were at the derm yesterday, and he's like, yeah, it's his immune system responding, and he's still getting used to it and stuff. So he gave him a different cream to use. But oh my god, yeah,
You know what? Now that you mention it, Cam was like that too. So she used to welt up pretty badly.
yeah,
So
right. So
I
it
like
takes some
now that you bring
time.
that out, yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Because now like she still gets attacked. Me and her are the ones that get attacked most in the house.
Yeah,
But yeah, she doesn't welt up. But yes, they like us.
I
They like
know.
us. So
So,
I think we were talking about it
anyways,
yesterday. I have to
yeah.
make sure we have like the thermocels, and then I make my own mosquito spray. Seems to help. I mean,
So
I
I
was out
asked
there right
him
now.
about that, the
Oh,
natural stuff. He's like,
uh
no. He's like, everything has refuted, but he's like, none of that stuff works. He's like,
oh,
oh yeah. He's like, I worked in Africa for a long time, and he's like, we used to use like 50, like something level DEET. He's like, use the family off with DEET, and he's like, it's just because of our regulations in Canada and whatever. Like, they don't recommend a high percentage of it.
mhm.
But he's like, "Yeah, there we were just, like, lathering our stuff, our bodies with it." He's like, our watch, bands would melt." Like, it
Oh my
was
God. Oh, that's crazy.
but yeah, he's like, "Yeah, that natural stuff." I'm like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, I know you're sure." I'm like, "I just wanna know if it
Well,
works."
we talked about it because of my combination. I use the thermocells
Yes.
plus the spray, but this I told you though, the spray is just like an extra layer of added protection because
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff swirling around about like natural stuff like there's bushes that we're going to plant supposedly. There's like a set of different bushes that you can plant that are
Right.
mosquito repellents. But then my
Okay.
husband also has like electric bug zappers, like mosquito bug zappers out there too. So he's doing like layer upon layer because he knows we get attacked. So
Yeah, no, I'm gonna get the thermocell stuff so that we can actually play badminton in the backyard, right? Or
yeah,
do something, right?
Get a couple
Yeah, yeah, I'll
because
get a
we'll
couple.
put them, like, on opposite sides of the
Okay.
wherever we're at. So
Yeah,
that way it's
so
like a because 'cause it'll create almost like a barrier around.
right. Right. So I'm gonna do that, and that's why I didn't get what I was supposed to get done yesterday, but I am today actually free. So,
Oh, okay.
yes, you know what I'll be
Wow.
doing today?
Editing.
Editing our podcast. The
Meanwhile,
whole
me and the
list of
girls will
them.
be relax now I sound like an asshole because 'cause I'm like, "Me and the girls will be relaxing. We're gonna go
Good,
get
you
our
should.
nails done."
Good.
I don't typically before you guys all start going, I don't typically let them do it, but it's a treat. They did
Oh,
really
who
well in the school
cares
year.
what
We're going on vacation. It's just they're just gonna get gel. I told them already though. I'm like, don't get used to it. And I said, only paws or claws. Which one? You're not getting
positive
both.
clothes, I love that. Yes. Yes, yes,
They're like, what?
yes.
And I was like, yes. I was like, no. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll feel nice. We'll see. Maybe I'll surprise them.
Yeah, no, I think you know what? Fuck what everyone else thinks, man. You do you,
Well,
and you do whatever, whatever. If this is,
I feel a
this
type of
is,
way though about like 9-year-olds with acrylics. I do feel a type of way about that.
well, I mean, they probably it's not good for them at 9. I mean, but a special occasion, why not? Right? Like,
Special
obviously,
occasion,
not a
yes, but not
norm,
like for
not a
well, I'm
norm.
talking about it's a norm, like
No, no,
and I'm like, first of all, I'm like, I'm teaching you how to be spendy very early, and secondly, I'm just
frugal.
like, it's but this is my opinion, right? And like,
Yeah,
y'all can have your opinion to each their
yeah.
own, right? Like, if you're cool with it with your kids, by all means. I just think that it's also a direct correlation to the hypersexualization or like making our kids grow up too quickly, like thing. Do you
Right,
know what I
right.
mean? Where it's
Yeah,
like,
I can
just
see
let
where you're
them be
coming from.
kids. Just let
Let
them
them
be
be kids,
kids.
yeah, and I don't and I think that they should be able to get a job, and those kind of things are, done with mom, a treat,
Mhm. Yeah.
and, otherwise, they need to be earned.
Oh,
So,
I told him that already. I said, like,
yeah,
this, like, I'm like, the essentials, the bare necessities, like, that stuff that you need, deodorant, lotion, like, whatever, like,
yeah,
sunscreen, like, I got you. I said, but the second you start wanting to get, like, expensive makeup and shit, like, that's going to be on you. Like, if
yeah,
you need, like,
100%.
foundation and stuff, okay. But, like, the second you want, like, fancy eyeshadows and fancy blushes and fancy
Mhm.
powders, like, that's going to be on you. So think twice because I've already made Kalia, my oldest, like, kind of get a taste of it because she
Yep.
was wanting like special skincare, and I was like, okay. So I set her up like last
Yeah.
Christmas, and I said, so this is the price of this. Like when you're done with this, because this is not a necessity, this is a want. Like
Yeah.
this is what it costs, and she was like, ew,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go, right?
I was like, so you better
Like,
make some shmoney. So that
yeah.
way, but you know what? It's cool though, because she's already talking about like, when she's old enough, like, can she go find a job? And I'm like, by all means. I said, as
Yeah.
long as it's not affecting like your studies or your grades
Mhm.
or anything that you're involved in, like, sure.
Cool.
Why the fuck not?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Those, yeah. I mean, I love that though. Yeah. Go girl. I mean, don't worry. I'll do all of the heavy lifting today. It's good.
I know. I'm a little bit, I
I
even checked
want
out
you.
on Instagram. Well, I'm not checked out on my stories because I'm spamming everybody with puppy spam, but like, I haven't
How's
really
that hitting
posted.
anyways?
Oh my god, it's so good. I'm enjoying it. I told you, I'm in the grandma stage because, like, I mean, I am doing like some of the heavy lifting, like the stuff that the kids can't. Like when I wake up in the morning, because now they're like sleeping through him. So I woke up this
Yeah.
morning. He was just patiently waiting in his playpen. Just his little head popped up, and then his eyes still blinking like he just woke up because he heard a noise. And then it was a little puppy yawn when I walked in. And I was like, "Good morning," and he was like,
I know. It's so funny, like, in our group chat there with, like, Jeb, when he's like, "Yeah, I found
"Oh."
myself talking puppy, like, to a screen." I was like, "Yes, me too." And I'm not even a dog person. I'm like, "Oh my
You
god,
can't help
this
it
is
because he's just so
you."
cute. Something about his face, and
He
he's
he
so
should be
cute, but he knows he's fucking naughty.
he should be saying hello on every podcast
Well, I was gonna
episode.
grab him, but he went and put himself to bed.
Uh,
He did. I came in from the gym and he was in the playpen, but it was open. So I
yeah.
was like, I asked Camden, I was like, he was just playing with you like 10 minutes ago. Did he go put himself to bed? And she was like, mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I was like, okay,
Mm.
I'll leave him alone. But I was
Yeah.
gonna be like, hi, Auntie Dell. And I was like, oh, he's so
I
precious
was
and
actually
sweet.
quite looking forward to seeing it.
You're like, damn you. We'll do a personal message when he's awake and back up to being a velociraptor.
Do it, because I was showing my kids yesterday, like, "Oh, he's so cute, oh." I
You're
love
like,
it.
but let me put you on the phone with Auntie Carmie to tell you all about him because
Oh,
he's a
yes.
lot of work. I mean,
Oh,
I
I'm
granted
sure.
because he can pee and poop in the litter box, and we put an extra one out so that way when he's out and about wandering, like he knows where there's an extra one. But now we're like transitioning to like also teaching him how to go outside too, so he's exploring
Mm.
outside. But he's so fucking bad; he wants to put everything in his motherfucking mouth.
Oh,
And I'm like,
no.
"Stop." But they're just like kids, right? That's how they explore
Yeah.
is through like feel and
Yeah.
touch
Yeah.
and taste and all the things. And I'm like,
Yeah.
we don't have to put everything in our mouth, bro.
That's so
And
funny.
he knows he's not supposed to have it because he'll take it and then he takes off. I'm like, you
Right.
motherfucker.
He knows,
He
yes. He's
knows.
smart. He's
He's
smart. We
very
already know
smart.
that.
Yeah.
Adapted and acclimated very well to
Yes. Yes.
yes.
I was like surprised because I told you we've had a puppy, but like not like not this
Yeah.
young.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just, I mean, the only con about him is just his teeth because he's nippy, but
Right.
we know how
Right.
to deal with him because I was like thinking about it. I was like, oh my God, like if I had littles, this would be a problem,
Oh, yeah,
like
for
with how
sure.
nippy
For
he
sure.
is.
Yeah,
So now
for
I
sure.
understand, like, as much as like it breaks my heart and like saddens me when I hear people because the whole thing about Christmas puppies and
Yeah.
people don't realize like what they're getting into and then they go and
Right.
like put them at the pound. I get it. Like, so
Mm.
I would honestly recommend that anybody who has like littles, like don't get a 8-week-old puppy.
No, no.
Get
There.
one at least like 5, 6 months old, maybe even 4 weeks old.
Right.
Because I think that because I remember like my Fetty, I think we got him when he was 5 or 6 months old, and he was not nippy like this.
Right.
Because I had
Right.
littles. So I asked my husband, I was like, "Was Fetty this nippy?" And he's like, "No." So
Mm.
I think it matters.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, for sure.
But
Yeah,
we're
it's
trying
awesome.
to like find that like or that happy medium where we're like
Yeah.
not too like restrictive on him or like not like too disciplinary on him where
Mhm.
like it's
Mhm.
always like no, but it's just kind of like we let him like do what he got to do, but then also like teach him like You gotta stop.
Authoritative
Yeah.
parenting is
Boundaries,
what we call
boundaries.
it.
We're teaching him
Boundaries
boundaries.
and warmth and
Yeah.
boundaries, that's what
The
gentle
mix
parenting
between
is
gentle
supposed
being
to be.
I was gonna
It's
say, the
supposed
mix
That's what it's
between
supposed
gentle
to be.
parenting and regular parenting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, by definition, I think that's what it was supposed to meant to be, not
Right.
permissive, which is what the definition that it's taken on, or, what people kind of associate gentle parenting to, but it should be more authoritative, meaning there's boundaries that we
Yeah.
put into place, but we also so we can say no
Yeah.
and be the parent, but also like warmth and whatnot, right? But anyway,
Yes.
so you are, yes, you're, see, you have to do that with the dog too.
You do. You do. Oh my god. I'm like, "Ugh." He's like a
Yeah.
raptor. He will come at my face. And so one time I
Oh,
put my hand in front of his face as he was like, and then he just kind of looked at me, but then he didn't do it again.
see, quick learner.
I went, and he was like, "Go." And he just kind of looked at me like,
You're like,
"Eh."
okay. They say what?
He's like, all right, I fucked around and I found out today, huh?
Yes, yes.
He
Oh,
still
I
hasn't
love
fucked
it.
around and found out with the cat, though. He still hasn't learned his lesson.
I know. I saw that on your
He
story. He's
swears
like,
he's got
"Arr."
big old coconuts. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, they're like the teeniest of weeniest. Like, but he swears he's so big and bad. I'm like, okay. And
Love
I just let the
it.
cat teach him a lesson. I'm like, as long as the
Oh
cat's
yeah,
not going for his face or his eyes, like, I mean, I'm like, go ahead.
yeah, yeah.
Because the cat looks at me, I'm like, go ahead.
Permission. Do I got permission, Mama?
You pretty much. She's
Yes.
like, am I going to get fucked up if I fuck him up?
I know, right? I
I'm like,
know.
as long as you don't draw claws. He's really good, though. He doesn't draw claws. He just does like
Good,
a warning pop.
good.
So
Okay.
there's that.
Well,
What are we talking about today?
so today I was thinking, we can talk about like just,
Lack of
you
strength in
know,
women? That one?
yeah, and just kind of what we see, but also, I think we can tie that into how long this process actually takes,
Ooh.
and expectations and reality of it, and what we see, and then the gap, and just touch on that. I know I had this conversation with a client, and then she sent me a reel of someone else talking about that, because we just had that conversation. I'm like,
Oh,
wait, wait.
okay.
I'm like, wait, wait. Like, I don't think we just have to back this up, but I really want you to know how long this actually takes, right? And that
Yeah.
someone saying, like, so for example, and we'll come back to this point, but like, um, a coach saying like, oh yeah, now I'm just, working out 3 days a week, and I'm not doing this, and I reduce my steps, and I go, okay, okay, hold up,
But that took
because
time.
so let's first figure out how long did it take for that coach to get there to build that muscle. And now to actually retain that muscle, and don't quote me, but what I've heard is like one ninth of would what you were doing before, to just maintain what you have, and not, to build any more.
Yeah, I heard similar. I
Um,
thought it was an eighth, but same
or an
thing.
eighth or one eighth,
Same
whatever,
thing. The whatever
right?
intensity that you have worked at to gain said muscle doesn't have to be the same intensity to maintain said muscle.
Yeah, but someone, and someone looking outside in is like, "Oh, okay, so that seems like I don't need to do a lot," but really, no, no. You do still need to do a lot
You
to
still have
get
the
there.
habits in tow and still
Yeah,
do it.
yeah.
So, cause like,
So
do I have to lift as heavy as I am right now to maintain the body I have? No. Am I lifting heavier? Yes,
because you
but
want, yeah,
because I still want to try to build. So it just
yes.
depends on what the goals
So
are.
let's come back to this. I think there'll be a really good transition, but
Yeah.
let's just talk about kind of, what we were talking about, like just what we, generally speaking, I think that when I think for me, and maybe even for you, and I don't want to speak for you, but because we're in the space, and because we're surrounded by it, and because we're so immersed in it now, and it's also something we do for a living, um, not only our algorithm, but just what we see and who we're surrounded by, our friends, they're all super fit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Super fit, super healthy, super, like, doing all of the things. And I know for me, um, it's funny because I was having this conversation with, my coach, and we were having this conversation,
Hmm.
and I was out and about with, just with different social groups, right? Like,
Hmm.
my social circle isn't just, the fitness community, right?
Right.
Like it's quite diverse. I have my sister, I have my cousins, I have my cousins' wives, like the family part of it, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of women on that end of it. And then I have friends from like my previous job, coworkers or like moms, right? Like
Mhm.
from my kids'
From
school.
school or
So
neighbors.
yeah, so I have that, and then I also have the fitness community, but then I have like my two besties who are like fitness goddesses.
Shut up. Thank you, but shut up.
Yes, you and
I'll take it.
Crystal.
In my own right, I'll take it.
Yes, yes, right. And so what I saw for the first time was me, I was able to see myself outside of the fitness lens,
Mhm.
community, and I saw, like, a lot of the women that I do hang out with, and this is not a judgment, this is not anything
Just
negative,
an observation.
just an observation that, like, wow, we aren't all very or aren't as healthy or as fit as I would have assumed, I guess, in my head. And I
Yeah.
don't, like, no means do I regard myself as super fit. Healthy, yes, but super fit yet, no, but fit for sure, right? And then I guess what I was observing was like, fuck, like women need to strength train.
Yeah.
Women need to strength
Yes.
train. Like it's good that you're walking. If that's your first step, uh cool. Like at least you're doing that if that's what your
Yeah.
life allows right now, seasons of life parameters. But I'm just thinking, I'm like, we're all in our like 40s.
Yeah, and we can't ignore the fact that we have to put muscle on our body, not just
Hmm.
for aesthetic purposes, but also for longevity and strength purposes. Because
Yes.
when so our body compositions are very different, right? Not that you're on the road to getting there because that's
Yes.
what you aspire
Yes.
to be, like at whatever
Let's just be
level.
realistic.
But
Yes.
when so
100%.
for me, when I walk into a room full of parents at my kid's school, I stick out like a sore thumb.
Right. Yes.
Because and this is again, this is not for me bragging, this is not me tooting my own horn, just again an observation. Because I clearly look like a fit person.
Yeah.
And when I scan the room, there's maybe one other person that looks like they actually consider a healthy or fit lifestyle.
Right.
And I see these women and it kind of saddens me in a sense where it's like they are under muscled, they have excessive body fat and not in a bad way, like not in a
Yeah.
negative connotation way, just
Yeah.
like you can tell. You can tell.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so at the end of the day, like I see them and I know that they're going to be the people if they don't start to take action, they're going to be the people that are walking in my clinic with either a cane or a walker because they've lived a life under muscled and overweight without having to
Yeah.
take any type of action or even consider doing something, some kind of baseline measures of foundational habits to kind of get them going where they need to be.
Yeah, and you don't again, let's just go back to like you don't have to look tone, like you don't
No,
have to have
but
like
you should be
you
able to
because
pick yourself up off the floor if you fall.
we've yeah, like we've talked about like I don't necessarily have that look, right? But I can also do a single dumbbell row like 50 pounds.
Yes. Yeah.
That's I think that's not like that was my PR that I hit last week and it hit again this week and that's not most women could not pick up a 50-pound weight and do a single arm dumbbell row,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. They're going to be
And
struggling.
so yeah,
They probably wouldn't even get it up off the floor.
no, no, I mean, I'm thinking like they're gonna be like, 15 pounds, right?
Okay.
Like, and if that, and the point here isn't that you have to necessarily look like it, but like there is it if you can't squat and get back up without having to use your hands to support you, like that's a sign of lacking strength and muscle,
Yeah. That's a
right?
sign of you already declining.
Yes, yes, and, like, and what are the stats, Carmi? I don't know, don't, like, is it, like, we don't know, so we're not gonna quote them, but, like,
I just
I
know
think
that you start
7 to
declining. You
10%,
Well, I
right,
just know
every
that at
decade?
35 is when you already start to, like, lose
Yeah.
certain things. Like,
Mhm,
if
mhm.
you're not, like, actively pursuing a healthy, active lifestyle.
Right, right, I'm pretty sure it's 7 to, like, 10% muscle, like, every decade or something like that if you don't, if you're not actively training
Mhm,
and so, and that's, so what we hear about sarcopenia a lot, right? So that's
mhm,
people that are hunched over, and you see that in elderly people, and that's because they're lacking muscle.
yeah,
And, your likelihood of, and it's not, you just mentioned it, it's just about even just falling, like you protect your bones when you're lifting and you're building muscle and strength, you're also strengthening your bones, right?
yeah,
Like, so, um, and I know with menopause, I think after menopause, like that's a big thing too, right? Loss in
yeah,
bone
bone
density.
density, yes. Which is
So,
why the number one thing that, um, providers who are menopause advocates or perimenopause advocates are, go strength train. Not for the
yeah,
body aesthetics, but just so that way you protect and preserve, the structure, because your bones are your whole structure. And if you're
yeah,
not taking into consideration, like, how to build them up and keep them strong, like, that's why
yeah, and
people
that
end up
comes
in
from like
wheelchairs.
impact exercise, like even zone 3. I know we've been hearing about that a lot, but like even if you did like Mike T. Nelson talks about it like the 6 minutes, but like if you did like jumping rope or just jogging or running on a treadmill,
I've heard that even
or
jumping,
anything,
just
and
jumping,
jumping,
just
anything with
keeping that,
impact.
yes.
It's impact, right?
Mhm,
That helps with the bones. That's something that I'm now slowly getting into again. Like I'm starting to incorporate that now. That's how long it's taken me, right?
mhm.
Because and so there's that, but it's just it's for me it's sad because I remember not being able to get up off the floor or sit on the floor to play with my kids, and now I can we can get down and get back up.
In heels.
In heel. Oh my gosh, in 6-inch heels,
Well, I
like
wasn't 6
literally.
inch, I was
Mine
3 and a
were.
half. I was in
Mine
3 and a half. I'm not that.
mine are 5 or 6-inch heels, right? And then I'm like, yeah, or I am, for me, I'm so proud that like, because I do go dancing like a few times a year, like that, I can get down, stay down, and I can like, you really, you have that momentum and that like strength and flexibility and get back up. And it's just like, I didn't realize though that that's rare.
Yeah, yeah,
That's so rare,
mhm,
right? I
yes.
mean,
Because
because I
people
used
are
to.
not thinking about even just functionality of movement. Like,
Mhm.
let's not even talk about, like, bodybuilding to build the muscle, like, just think about it across the board as, like, mobility
Yeah.
functionality, like, being
Yeah.
able to live your life freely, move freely without very much restriction. Like, people
Yeah.
are taking that for granted, like, people can't even bend down to pick something up off the floor, like, freely, like, it's
Freely,
a
yeah.
task, and that's
Right.
I mean, I'm not sure when that became a norm or like, something that's, like, socially accepted where that's okay and that's just part of the aging process. Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, are some things part of the aging process? Yes, like, but in my opinion, in my brain, like, if I'm 85, I still wanna be picking something up off the ground. Will it be maybe a slower movement? Probably due to age, but not because I'm restricted due to, you know, immobility and, whatever else.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's, oh, I wish women, we always say women for the most part because that's our general audience, right? And that's who
Yes.
we work with. So that's what we're going to stick with. But, when I see women and, because now I'm seeing it from a different lens,
Mhm.
having been there and now being on the other side,
Yeah.
both you and I,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's very saddening to me and now knowing the research and having that knowledge and understanding the importance of muscle and
Yeah.
strength.
I see
And
it in my own mom though too,
yeah, yeah,
who,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's a little bit frustrating for me, but, people, you can't make people change, like,
No.
they've gotta want it for themselves, right? But, like, somebody who's gone through breast cancer, double
Yeah.
mastectomy, and,
Mm.
her bone density has decreased, due to her lack of movements, and also, due to the medication she was taking, the chemo pills,
Yeah.
and now she's in pain all the time.
Right.
And I
See,
told
yeah.
her, like, she used to go walking, but now it's too painful to go walking, but it's really, like, I tell her all the time, You need to, like, I'm a house away. I'm not understanding why you're not coming here to have me
Mhm.
help you, at least do some type of strength training to get you feeling better. Like her,
Mhm.
so she's got like issues with her back and she's got, what does she have? Does she have, a herniation or something like that, which is not, I mean, it's common with age, but it's not like
Mhm.
a end all be all, like, you can't do nothing. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
like, what we can be doing is, putting, her under a little bit of load to teach her how to live like that and live comfortably like that and get her a little bit stronger. And,
Yeah.
a lot of your back issues are due to, you know, um, not a lot of strength in your legs, and I don't think people understand that. Like, when you
Yeah.
have weak quads and weak hamstrings, that goes to your back. That's all posterior chain. So it's
Mhm.
important for us to have strong legs and strong arms just across the board so that way you're not living in pain as you age. Like the aging process does not mean that like it's like you age and you go on your last day in pain.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to one of my clients and oh man, she's a badass too. Like she's like, I can do 5 chin-ups. I'm like,
Damn.
goals, girl.
Right? I'm like, I'm like, I could do one
And
unassisted. I still need the assisted span.
same here. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, so I'm at where like I just need a small platform and I actually can lift myself up.
Nice.
So I'm gonna get there. That is like before
I,
anything, that is
yeah,
my
I haven't
goal.
tried. I haven't, for whatever reason, pull ups are just hard for me, but
Yeah,
I'm having like shoulder issues. So, like, I try not to give it my all just because I don't want it to feel like angry.
but remember what Sean was saying too, like it depends on, your body as well, and everyone's built differently. And I remember Andrew saying, like, for a shorty, like I have long arms.
Mm.
Right? And
Yeah.
so like so many things come into play as well. But I guess what I was my point there was that she was also telling me, she's like, "Oh, Dal, I'm starting to notice, like, when I'm out and about or we're at family gatherings or," she's like, I can see it now." She's like, "I'm wow, like same thing." She's observing what we're talking about, like the lack of strength and muscle and, just I guess overall, and I hate to say this, but it is weakness, physical
Yeah.
weakness in women.
There's like they lack endurance, they lack strength. Um, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, so did I. I mean, look, listen, like I am completely coming from, we both are like very empathetic, places here. Like we both were there, and now just again to be on the other side of it, and now to actually see it because I never did see it because I was comparing myself again when I'm at these fitness conferences. I feel like I'm, you know, down here compared to the fitness levels of so many, and which is
I'm
great.
shaking
Like
my head. For those of you who aren't watching on YouTube, I'm shaking my head.
I know.
That's a narrative in
That
her
is
head. We'll work on
again,
that.
right? I know. See? But again, yeah, and this will transition into, well, yeah, like some of these people have been at this for 10 plus years,
But not even just
or
that, let me give you some
five.
perspective, like, you have to
Yeah.
think about too, like, were they ever? Because like, you and I differ in the sense where, like, I was never really that overweight. Was I
Yes,
overweight?
yes.
Yes. So my starting point and your starting point were very different, which is
Exactly.
also why our body compositions are different.
Yeah.
I had less fat to lose, you had more. So I
Yeah.
almost was ahead of it from the beginning.
Right.
So I
Right.
think that that's also perspective that people need to understand. Because even when
Yeah.
people compare, because we'll say like, "Oh, you've been at it for 5 years. I've been at it for 6 years," and in the grand scheme of things, is a year like that big of a difference? Yes, but no, depending on how you look at it. But also, too, our starting points were different.
Yeah, everything, variables, all of it, life
Hmm.
stuff,
Yeah.
seasons, life, kids' ages.
Yes.
But also, I spent a lot of, I spent more time losing fat, right?
Yes.
And less time building muscle.
Yes. That's
And
why it's
so,
always context matters.
yes,
Because I
yes,
started wanting to build muscle, where you were
right
like,
off the bat, right?
yes,
Yeah,
where I was like, "Let's lose fat, but also build at the same time."
yeah,
So I went, balls to the wall
right.
in the strength training game where you're like, "I just need to focus on this." And that's fine
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. So this is perfect, because this is what, like, I really wanna talk about as well, and I know you too, is 1, the comparison game, and 2, let's just talk about how long it really takes. I mean,
It
can it take someone 2 years? Yeah, but their life is, you gotta understand, maybe, there's some doing some sort of, body build competition, and their life is just that, like, they're probably not
they live it,
working,
they breathe it,
all
that's
they
all
breathe
they
it.
do.
Exactly,
They have nobody
exactly.
else to worry about but themselves,
But we're just gonna talk.
and maybe a spouse.
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
have to consider when you are comparing yourself to somebody else, you have to consider all of the variables, period.
Right,
Which is
right.
why we tell people stop comparing, because even if you
Yeah.
knew all of their variables, like if I was on my Instagram page and I gave you every single variable, you still don't know all the variables
No, no, because 'cause we're not gonna.
because you're not in my house. You're
Yeah,
not seeing what I'm doing on a daily basis. You're not seeing the stressors or the triggers that I'm going through, because not that I'm not disclosing it, but maybe it's just I'm not thinking of it in that moment, or I'm not cognizant about it, but
right.
it still matters.
Really? Because all I see you is hugging up and being all up in that puppy of
Well, right
yours.
now
I'm
I've
just
got a
kidding,
fucking
just kidding.
endorphin
See?
hit all the time. I'm like, come on. I got
Just
little
kidding.
baby blue eyes at my face like it's in natural happy endorphins. Come on.
But yeah, no, but you're right. Like, and this is just it. Like, we don't see everything, and we don't reveal everything about our lives on social media,
Yeah.
and,
Not
we're
because we're
not on
trying to
our.
be like,
No.
what's the word I'm looking for right now? God, my words are fucking getting away
Gatekeepy,
from me. Yeah, we're not trying to
gatekeepy,
be
or just like
gatekeepy. It's
trying
just
to.
maybe it's something that we're not quite aware of also too.
Yeah, and personal reasons and whatever, and we don't have to be like we don't have to be on stories and show every aspect of our life, right? Uh, but regardless, building the physique you want takes time, and it takes different phases. And time, like, we're not for, let's just say, for the normal average person who has a lot of life stuff, who maybe has a regular job, who, like us, has young kids, activities, all of that, like most moms, because, you know, we resonate with most moms. um it's going to take a long time. It's going to take
Yeah.
time,
I
right?
don't even like to put a time frame on it, like a
Nope.
specific time frame on it, because you just never know what's gonna happen.
Right.
Like, I in this 6-year journey, I had to be out for 8 months where I could only do light walking because I had
Yep.
some long haul COVID symptoms where it put me out of the gym. I could not do anything. I couldn't
I
even
didn't
walk
know that.
upstairs. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I
Because of my
didn't know you
asthma.
had
Uh-huh.
that.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, see.
So I had COVID, and then I had post long haul COVID symptoms, where like I would gas out very quickly, and
Yeah.
like the little test that my doctor was doing with me was to see how far I could get up a flight of stairs. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it for the first few times. So I ended up having to have hyperbaric chamber therapy. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where like some,
Where they put.
it's yeah, where they put me in the thing. It looks like a
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
capsule.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like
Oh.
under negative pressure. Yeah, to help,
Uh-huh.
because supposedly it helps with like the cells reproducing and stuff like that.
Right.
So I had to do, I think, 8 weeks of that, like twice a
Mm.
week, I think. So I had to do that because of my
Yeah.
asthma for whatever reason.
Yeah, yeah. See, like, you just don't know, right? You might have a surgery that's gonna
Yeah,
put you out, that's gonna put things back.
that's why I
Or,
tell people it's going to take however long it takes, and it's also going to depend on how you show up, what happens with in your life, what season
yeah.
you're in. Like it depends. Just
Right,
keep
right,
showing up. I mean,
right.
if you want me to slap some type of time, give it at least 2 years. But you're
Yeah,
going to
at
have to give
least
it like
2 solid years, though,
the
of,
bare
like.
minimum of like the I hate to say proper, but like if you're trying to build, then you need to be in conditions that are going to help nurture a build phase. If you're trying to lose fat, then you have to be in a proper
Yeah.
situation or environment to, help do a fat loss phase.
Yeah.
It depends.
And if
It
you're,
really depends.
if you wanna build, you gotta be doing 3 days a week at the end of the day, right? Like really
Minimum,
minimum, really get into
minimum.
it, right?
Yeah.
Depending on what your workout looks like. I think that you could get amazing results, but again, that means, like, in it, doing it consistently every and weak,
Yeah, but I think
right?
it's also
Like,
important to
and diet. Yeah.
highlight to people too that, like, so, like, for me, I'm at this point now, it's gonna get harder for me
Mhm. Mhm.
because now I have less body fat, I have more
Right.
muscle. Like, how much more muscle can I realistically continue to build?
Right.
Especially too, I have to manage and temper my expectations because although I have a really nice home gym, there's still not all the things that I want that
Yeah.
like a commercial gym would have. Are we working towards getting them? Hopefully, we'll see, because again, gym equipment is not cheap, but, like,
Yeah.
that's the other factors that people need to understand too, that at a certain point, it will start to get harder to get those last, quote, unquote, 5 pounds
Gains.
off
Yeah.
or the more muscle gains without, like, help.
Yeah. Mhm. Mm. Mm. Yeah, she means help, like, with the use of, some sort of
Additive health, not
yeah,
like person help,
additive. Yeah,
additive help.
additive. Yeah,
Performance
exactly.
help.
Performance enhancing yeah, exactly. Performance enhancing help.
Yeah, which if that's what you wanna do, go off, babe.
Yeah, yeah. But,
I personally just like to see I wanna see how far I can take my body naturally.
yeah, so let's just remember years, not days, not months, not weeks. And just, yes, have the outcome goal, put it aside and just focus on what it's going to take to get there and what makes you feel good and, all of the other reasons why you're doing this, right?
I think women
Outside
will
of
be
the
surprised at
aesthetics.
how happy they'll get through the process. Like,
Yeah.
not even, like, the end goal. Because like, am I, like, so ecstatically happy with where I am today? Yes. But does that mean that I was unhappy last year with my progress? No, because it's
No.
like it was still moving the needle forward. So I
Yeah.
think that, like, don't discredit the progress and the journey along the way, because if you're moving that needle forward and you're seeing those changes every single year, every single 6 months, like, that's still progress and that's still something to celebrate and be happy about.
That
Because if
is the
you're not
progress.
yeah, if you're not stepping like, I mean, there will always be some regression, right? You can't help it because life, seasons, whatever.
Yep.
But as long as you're not, like, losing and gaining the same 5 to 10 pounds because you're still in that cycle and you're continuing to move forward, you're in it. You're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's about the process, it's a journey, right? Like, I know it's cliche, but, like, to stop and smell the roses. Like,
Yeah.
take the time to acknowledge the wins and how far you've come and what you're doing. Um, and then I guess the other side of it is, okay, so now fast forward and you just see the after. So you see the coaches, the people that are super toned, those physiques or, body transformations. And then going back to what we were talking about in the beginning, and it's like, okay, well, they're paring down, kind of everything in their life, but that's because they've built that over years and years and years, and they can do that now. That, but that's not the advice if you're looking to gain muscle and build the physique. That's not the advice that you should. And I'm not even saying that's the advice that the coach is giving. It's you. It's what you're seeing and perceiving, and then telling yourself, "Oh, that's all
Yes.
I have to do. If she's doing that, then that's all I have to do." But
Yes,
that's not
because
the
I did see
case,
a post
right?
like
Do you
that. So
understand
I
that?
yeah. So I saw a
Okay.
post, I won't name the name just because it's not important. But there
Mm-mm.
was somebody who's quite significant, like a
Mhm.
figure, where
Mhm.
they did a summer quote quote shred and they lost
Mm.
about, I think she advertised it as 4 kilos. So that would be about 9-ish
Mhm.
pounds,
Mhm.
in conversion.
Mhm.
But the general layperson's going to see that and be like, oh, I can do that too,
Yeah.
but not factor and consider like body composition, lifestyle, and the habits that they have right now. Because this person has been in the game for probably 10 plus years.
Right.
So they walked into their summer shred already semi lean.
Shredded.
I mean, they were lean
Lean,
when they
yeah.
were done. She was shredded.
Yeah.
But like, I don't feel like the messaging was meant to be malicious
No.
or
No.
to trick people. I just think that people need to understand when you see something like that, you have to take a step back and say,
Mhm.
is that realistic for me? Because if you're already at like 30 plus percent body fat, 40% body fat, that is not that before and after is not going to happen for you, babe. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
no.
not trying to sound like a dick. It's just that's not where your body is at right now. So you
Right.
need to consider those things when you see that messaging.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that's one type of messaging. And again, just it's like the just look at the just remember the lens that you're looking through, and what you're extracting from that short reel, for example. And what you're extracting may not really be fully correlating to the actual
Realistic?
context of what's happening. Yeah,
Yeah.
realistic. And so again, if there is someone who is toned, and that body physique, like just remember they can pare down. They're able to now. They don't have
Yeah.
to work as hard.
Yeah.
They just
Their habits are
don't.
built in already. They don't have to
Their
think about it that much.
habits, their yeah, their body composition, all
That's
of
not to
it. And
negate the
so
work that they're doing, but you also have to understand that, like, it's like you and I. When we go into a fat loss phase, like, we turn it on. We know how to turn it on
right,
because we have the habits until we know what we need to do. But
right.
if you're somebody who's just starting out, who still needs to establish that baseline and those foundational habits, your journey is going to look very different because you're going to
Yeah,
have to navigate how to figure this out and how to make it a lifestyle where you and I and this said person have already learned how to make this our lifestyle.
right.
Everything we do incorporates all of our habits.
Yeah,
It's
like
just built in.
prior to going, prior to switching 7 weeks ago to my 4 days a week, which I successfully accomplished, except for uh, well, out of the 7 weeks, except for two, because I was a super busy week, life, and then the other one was just because I was really sick this past week, right? But prior to that,
Excuses. Just
I
kidding.
know,
I'm kidding.
um, bitch.
I'm kidding. I was the one telling you to sit your ass down.
I know you did. You totally did. But prior to that, yeah, like I've been on point. But prior to that, for a year and a half, I'd say, like I've said this before, I think I was just on cruise control. So I really was like at least maintaining
Mhm.
the muscle that I had built. Like like that's exactly what was happening.
But I
And
love that.
so
I love that you have
yeah,
that awareness about it where
yeah,
you're like, I can't really be mad about the progress that I didn't get when I was just in
yeah,
cruise control.
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. I know I was. And I admit that. And again, expectations, right? But
Mhm.
now it's like, okay, we're really getting into this, and let's just keep going and see where it takes us. And I feel good about it. And, I can see the progression, being in, maintenance, and just like week to week for me, I feel like I'm still progressing more than normal.
Mhm.
But yeah, yeah,
It's kind of
it's
cool though to
time.
watch, isn't it?
It is. I love it. Yeah, I
Because
love
I
it.
remember when I first got out of my fat loss phase and I tried to pick up to what is it? I tried to RDL my
Yeah.
what is it? My
It was like two
215 and
two
it was
ten
like
or two.
yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't
Two.
even get it up and then yesterday I did
Yeah.
two I was back at 225.
225.
And
Yeah.
the goal between Aram and I the goal was to start doing my compound lifts like the last set to fail at 4-ish.
Right. Yeah.
So I thought 225 would be the number. I did 7. And I was like,
Nice.
"Oh." But part of me was
See?
kind of like I was like, "Damn it, I'm gonna have to put more weight on the bar."
Yes.
I'm like, "I don't wanna put more weight on
Yes.
the bar."
Like what I'm and the mindset shift, like I was working out with Andrew, and like the glute drive, I think I got to like 200 pounds, and
Nice.
I know, right? Is that good?
Yes.
It's good.
I mean, every
And
machine is gonna be different, but
yeah,
yeah,
because of the
what do you mean is that good? That's a whole
I
ton
know,
of weight, you
I
psycho.
know. And I'm
How many of
like,
you is that? That's like 1.5 of you? 1 and a quarter of you? Like, put that in perspective.
I know. And now, like, and when I see him now, I'm like, okay, like you can add more. Like I'm the one saying, like, yeah, just add more. I can take
Isn't
it.
it
I can
fun?
do
It's
it.
like kind
Let's
of a
add
fun
more.
game, right? It's a fun game.
Yeah, it is. It is. So it feels good. And I get it. It is hard because I remember being there, and I remember him challenging my narrative. Like, I'm like, and this is a while back now. This is probably like probably a year and a half ago, right? Maybe a year
Mhm.
ago. And I was just like, I can't do this. I'm like, this is like, I can't, I only can fit in this. And, there's a little bit of me that was true. season of life, but also, a little bit of it was like, because it's hard. I had to admit, lifting is hard, and the first thing that used to fall off my plate was lifting.
Yeah.
'Cause bloody it is.
It's hard.
I mean, it is hard mentally, like, for and especially you and I when we're doing it at home, you don't have anyone pushing you.
Yeah.
You have
You
to
really have
push
to lean into
yourself.
your own,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I had this conversation with my client, she was saying the same thing, and I'm like, "Yeah, I know, right?" Like, that's not easy. Like, you could easily just be like, "No, I'm good."
Yeah. I mean,
But the
I've talked about it in previous episodes that it happens to me a lot. Like I get up and I'm like, "Ah, I could skip today," and then I'm like, "No, I
yeah,
can't. I
and
have to honor what I said I would do."
and one of the ladies I was speaking to and, just in person, when we were hanging out, and I'm like, she had lost all this weight and, I'm like, "Yeah, you do. You look fabulous." And she's like, "But I don't feel it."
Oh.
She's like, I don't," she's like, I'm just a smaller version of myself." She's like, "I don't feel good." Right? Because
So she
she
just
lost the
lost
weight.
weight, but
She just lost
she wasn't
she didn't
like
strength
building.
train.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it's not a
okay, okay.
client, not a client, just your average woman, right? Because that seems to be the goal, which is fine. But I'm like, "Yeah, because you have to strength train now. You gotta
Yeah.
really build muscle." I'm like, "You're in your, like, 40s, late 40s, like,
Well,
hitting
because that's a
maybe
narrative
even
that's been
50."
drilled into our brains is it just get smaller, just lose the weight, get the scale number down. But what women are now starting to wake up, but there's still like women who haven't quite gotten on that bandwagon yet where like,
Eh,
yes, lose the weight, but also build the body too. Because it kind of
yeah,
sounds almost like they go against each other. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean
yeah,
lose weight and then build? Because as you lose weight, you need to also change the body composition so that way you get that physique that you're going
yeah,
after. Because I don't think that
yeah.
we've never been taught that. We've never been told
No,
that. We just thought
no,
just shrink and get
just
smaller
shrink.
and make that number smaller, as small as you possibly can.
Yeah, and even if you don't want that physique, like, just like we talk about, just like what we were talking about is like, what is that strength and muscle gonna do for you now, right? Like for as you're aging and going into menopause, and I'm like, yeah, you really got to strength train. Like she's like, oh, it's
Mhm.
hard though. I'm like, I know, I
Well, because
know it's
what's the number one
hard.
things that women complain about? Here and their back, the bra fat. But what people don't understand is, yes, you can lose the weight, but you also have to build some
To-
type of structure. So, if
right.
anything, if it's not like to look like a muscle mommy, it's to get some type of structure on your
Right.
body.
Yeah, yeah, and actually feel strong, like, when you have that see, this is just it, though, like, okay, like, I know, I'm like in my head, I'm like, "Holy shit, I can lift that much," and then the boost of confidence, and I just know, and that's why our confidence, I'm gonna speak for both of us, radiates from the inside out,
Mhm.
because the fact that we know we can lift as heavy as we can is like, "Yeah, bitch, like, I'm
Yeah.
fucking strong. I feel good," right? Whether or not
Yes.
anybody sees it or anyone can I don't care, like, I know, and so that when we talk about confidence, it really does come from the inside out, and it comes from doing the hard work, right?
Hmm.
Because you know what it takes to build that, how much time you have to put in, the mental, mental resilience, the physical strength,
Hmm.
and those are the things that build confidence.
The confidence also came from watching the progression though too.
Yeah. Oh
Because
yeah,
did
yeah,
I
yeah, for
walk away
sure.
feeling like a fucking badass yesterday after my 225 for 7? Yes. But also it's because I knew where I started. When I first
Yeah.
started, I was only doing the dang trap bar, which is 45 pounds. Then we progressed it.
Mm-hmm.
Then we put baby weights on it.
Oh
Okay. And then
yeah.
now we're over here with big girl weights. And I'm like, okay, cool. So it's like I look at that bar and I see I can't help but beam with pride because I see the progression that's happened over time, over 6
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, yep,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
a
yeah.
fucking baddie. I am and loud and proud.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. I haven't done the trap bar in a long time. It's been at least a year and a half, maybe more. But I remember when I did it last, I think it was like 185 back
Yeah.
then. So I was like, shit, like I wonder what it could be now. It just hasn't been in the programming, right?
Yeah.
Um, but like, yeah, good on you, girlfriend. Like, fuck yeah. And I know with Carmie when I see your stories, I'm like, fire. Like, yeah. Because it's rewarding. And so yeah, just going back to basically like This is I don't know, and I'm not saying, like, all y'all need a coach. Yes, you can go on AI. Yes, you can figure out what you need to do, but, like, the what a coach can do for you and, like, as far as your form is concerned and as far as, helping you progress and
Mhm.
motivation,
Yes.
accountability,
Yes.
you can't get that from no computer, I'm sorry.
No.
You can't.
No.
You
And at
can't. The
minimum,
support
I would encourage women to get into a gym or do some type of strength training minimum 2 times a week. Do like
and And really learn what a failure looks like and feels like.
yeah.
Because I don't and I didn't even know what failure was. So I'll be honest, I don't think our audience, some may not know what it is, but it's like lifting to the point where you have maybe 1 or 2 reps in reserve, like, maybe you could pull out 1 or 2 more reps,
Mhm.
or total failure, meaning, like, you can't even get that
Yeah.
last rep up,
Yeah.
right? That's what
Mhm.
that means, essentially,
Yeah.
am I correct,
Yeah.
Carmie? Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, like, if
Yeah.
I'm in a hack squat, um, failure would be, um the ultimate sign of failure would be like, I get down and I can't get it back up.
Yeah.
And
And
I've
you
got to
give
crawl
up and
out
the
of
bar.
it. Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
to crawl out of it and, unload everything and then push it back up. I hate doing
Yeah.
that. So I usually am typically like, I know like when I have like 1 or 2 in reserve, but I'm okay with that. But ultimately, that would be the best thing. Or let's say also like a good one would be like your leg extensions. If you are going and then like you have a half rep, try one more time. If you can't get, if you're still at a half rep, you're done.
Yeah,
Good.
or
Call it
if you're
quits.
doing something with, like, free weights, if you can do 3 sets of 12, I mean, depending on what you're doing, fine, do 3 sets of 15. If, like, your first set is 15, second set is 15, third set is 12, okay, cool, try to get 3 sets of 15, and after that, it means you need to up your weight,
Yeah, you should
like,
at least either be
depending
progressing reps or progressing weight.
set. Yeah,
Like,
weight
it should feel hard.
or even sets, right? Or even
Oh, yeah.
sets for some people. So, yeah, rep, sets, weights, but yeah, I mean, so stop comparing. This takes a long time, and people that have been doing it for a very long time can, reduce their overall effort because they can,
But that should
because
be
they've
something that people look forward to, though, if you think about
yeah,
it, right?
yeah,
So
so
if
put
I
in the
wanted to
time.
stop today to stop building and just can maintain this body, I don't need to work out or I don't need to lift 4 days a week because that's where I'm
No,
at right now. I
right,
could cut it down to 2, maybe 3, and still maintain this body as long as
right,
all the rest of my habits are still being maintained as well. So
yeah.
that should also be something that people look forward to. Like like, do we say you have to live this lifestyle for the rest of your life? Yes, but it never has to be at the same intensity all the time.
Love that, yes, 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 or frequency, intensity or
Or
frequency,
frequency.
and
Yes.
or duration, all 3 of those.
Yes.
That will shift and can shift if you choose to do
Yes.
so,
Because that's like
right?
what I posted. So I reposted Aram's story today, or his post today about the women over 40, like you should
Yeah,
be like celebrating or whatever. And I said, like basically, I'm not a magic unicorn.
yeah,
I just continue to show up. I just questioned what I was doing previously in the past and then also like learned how to make this a lifestyle. And like honestly, during certain points of this journey, are the burners turned all the way on, all the way up? Yes. But the difference is that sometimes they get turned down low, but they never get turned off.
right,
They're always
exactly.
semi on, no matter whatever
I
level they're
love
on,
that
they're always on.
analogy. Yeah, exactly, exactly. There's always something. I was just talking to one of our, mutual friends, and it's just like, yeah, just be doing something, something,
Yeah.
whatever right now that looks like for you. Whether it's just movement, that's fine. Like, we're not just completely stopping, right? There's no. I always say it's like no hard stops, and it's yellow light.
Yeah. And for some people, it's just like, okay, so I can't do the gym right now. Well, then focus on your nutrition because we know that nutrition
Yes,
is the main driver for fat loss, fat
and
gain, and
maintenance,
all this
all of
stuff.
it, all
Yeah.
of it. Yeah,
So if you're
yeah,
just in a position where the gym is just, you can't right now, at least don't let your nutrition fall to the wayside. You'll
yeah,
be fine.
yeah. Yeah. So just remember this all takes time, and how long it's going to take for you just depends on what your capacity is, season of life, and what you're capable of, and that's it. So, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Go get
No, heck
strong.
yeah.
Betches.
Yeah. Get strong so you can pick yourself up off the floor and you don't have to be the granny with a walker or a cane or in a wheelchair. So you can be two-stepping
Yeah.
with us at the cruise. Come on, guys.
Two-stepping.
We're gonna be doing like the little, what is it, the pizza
That's a
toss and the
polite
Tootsie
that's a polite
Roll.
way of, saying what we'll actually be doing.
Well, you don't gotta twerk, but I mean, as long as you like have enough strength to two step with us, like
Yeah, yeah,
we could just
yeah.
ride the beat together. It's cool. And then, we'll be like, all right, you be at the backup,
Come on,
like
let's do that Tootsie
to
Roll.
roll
Do you remember that?
to the left, to the
To the
left, to
left,
the right,
to the
to
right,
the right,
to the
to the front, to the front. I'm doing it right
to
now,
the
y'all. You
side.
better like tune into Yuzi right now. Now dip, baby, dip.
Every tip.
Now dip, baby, dip. And slide. You just brought me back. Yesterday,
I love
I
it.
went out to help my husband at the gym, Sir Charles, and like he was like bopping and like dancing, and like we were just having like a little dance party. I was like, damn, this is the content that I need. Like, where's the camera
Yes.
person? Because it was like the
Oh.
cutest like little moment. Like, oh, no,
But
I'm
that's
bragging.
just
I'm
it.
bragging.
Those moments no, those moments that get captured, they're curated. Unless you have a
Yeah,
videographer
I
that's
know.
always with you and just happens to, like, catch a actual, genuine moment, then it's
Yeah,
all curated,
yeah,
so
it is.
remember
It is.
that, people, okay? Right?
And I was
It's
so
like
cute. I was like, this is such a cute moment. Where's the fucking
I
camera?
know, like,
I was like, oh.
or you where your fucking kids, like,
I know. Y'all are grossed out by mom and dad, but you should have been
teach
catching
them.
this
So
moment.
you best to be, like, watching out for, like, all of these moments
I
and
know. You
get
better
them
be
on
watching out for the
video.
B-roll. Gosh dang it. I'm like, do you see that
Yeah.
puppy? That puppy. That's your payment. That's your payment to be doing B-rolls for me.
Do it. Do it. That's it. You need to have a sit down today. You need
Right?
to have
Be
a
like,
conversation.
you see that
Mhm.
dog? That dog
Yeah.
means that you are now like my paid little minions.
Love it. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
All right. Well, with that, I had to get up early to do this today.
Oh
Probably could have
God.
slept in for just like a half an hour
Really? I've had
longer.
to get up every single day
I
early on this
know.
vacation, okay? Because you be having me. What is this? 5 of 5. Shut up.
Sorry.
5 of 5. It's okay. It's all right.
I know. We're good. We good. All right. Well, with that, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Please share it with anyone that you think could benefit because I know if my clients are thinking this, I have thought this that many women out there are also, falling prey to some of the misinformation or their own narratives. So
Yeah.
let's clear it up for them.
Yes. And ultimately, we're
um
here to help you feel seen and heard.
yeah, so like, share, subscribe, and until next time,
Bye bye.
bye.